Alright, to start things off, this battle happened about 2 days ago. I just watched it, so I got an idea of what I did. So, first turn, I detect, like every other Yen Mega lead. And then second turn, I go for the Hypnosis, but I miss. He uses Fire Blast, my Focus Ash saves me. And the next turn, I get a Hypnosis off, so his Dragon Knight falls asleep. Also, something I want to mention is giving a shout out to LVKflash. He is a great battler and puts up videos as well. I will leave his YouTube link in the description, so be sure to check him out and subscribe to him. And as we wait for him to pick his move, okay, well, he gets asleep, and I go for the Air Slash. It does decent damage, and then he switches into Heatran to take the Air Slash. And I detect to stick out what its moveset and if it's special or what. And he uses Flamethrower. So I decided to go into my Gyarados because I'm predicting another Flamethrower. And surprisingly, I thought this thing was Scarfed. So if he threw another Flamethrower, I would live and hit a Waterfall, but he predicts it well and goes into his own Gyarados. And thankfully here I won the speed tie, so I got my DD off before his taunt worked. And then I used his Stone Edge, and he lives with a little HP, and after he gets his DD up, I was still win the second speed tie and Stone Edge for the kill. Here he makes, in my opinion, an awful play. Instead of going straight for the Thunderbolt, he decides to use Shadow Ball, and I end up living with like 26 HP and killing it. But I guess he was probably predicting an Electivire switch, but sometimes it's not good to overpredict because it costs him his Jolteon in one turn. I guess he was doing calculations or something because it took him quite a while to decide. This was a very, very close match, by the way, and he could have won it, but he made a bad play, so it gives me the victory. So yeah, use a Shadow Ball. I live with 15 HP. I Earthquake, that kills it, and my Life Orb kills me. And I go back into my Yen Mega to see what he goes into and detect the first turn to scout, and he uses Bullet Punch. So I know I can use my Yen Mega for later because I can detect and get my speed boost, but unfortunately that doesn't happen. And I decide to go into Electivire. I was going to go into Skarmory to take the Bullet Punch, but I wanted the Earthquake. And here was another he tried to overpredict. He thought I was going to use the Fire Punch, but I don't carry Fire Punch, and he goes into Heatran to take that, but I used Earthquake, so just being safe. And thankfully he did switch into Heatran, so that's 4 times resistance and a useless crit. So he goes back into his Scizor. I use Earthquake, and he gets a U-turn off, and he goes into Dragonite, who's asleep. So I go into my Scarfed Gengar, and I decide to lock myself into Thunderbolt, which was the good choice, because Shadow Ball wouldn't have done as much on Scizor. But unfortunately, my Gengar's so frail, Bullet Punch one-hit KOs me. And I go into Yen Mega to detect, and there's nothing I could really do, so I just go for the Hypnosis, but his Bullet Punch kills me. Now here's where it starts to get really intense and real close. First turn, he Bullet Punches. I use Aurora Sphere, and he Bullet Punches. I'm down to 66 HP, and he's down to 4%. Now I really wanted to save my Togekiss, and I Brave Bird here because I know it will finish Scizor off or put damage on whatever it comes into. And then I decide to Toxic, and he gets a Thunder Wave. and I do get quite a bit of para hacks, which is unfortunate. So he uses Heal Bell. I decided to Toxic again, and I'm trying to Toxic Whirlwind him out. So, and then he gets off Heal Bell again, and I get a second pair of hacks in a row. And at this point, I was getting pretty upset because it happened twice in a row. And he goes for the Air Slash, which does basically nothing, and I get the Whirlwind off, which was good. And now I Brave Bird instead of Roosting or something, because that would have killed Scizor and done damage on the Togekiss. But I get another pair of hacks, and Superpower ends up killing me. And here I thought he was going to Bullet Punch. I really did, because that would have ended the game. And I was about to type that because it was true. But he switched off to his Togekiss, and predicting a Thunder Wave, I get a Nasty Plot off, so that really helped. So I'm not sure if that crit mattered, but I kind of deserved it. So, and then he Bullet Punches, and then I get a pair of hacks, and I was like, no, and I live with 26 HP and finish him off. I was so happy. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to check out LVKflash's channel and subscribe to him. Thanks. Bye.